All right. So, hi, good evening, everyone. I think the YouTube broadcasting is started. So we'll get started. This session right now, I'm going to do it on the Zoom panel. However, we are broadcasting it live on YouTube, and I should be able to respond to both the queries today. So I'll quickly lay out some sort of an agenda in terms of how the class is going to work. What we would be doing, this is a FRM Part 1 class. However, we would be discussing time value of money, which is also applicable for CFA level 1. So if you're a FRM Part 1 candidate or a CFA level 1 candidate, you're going to find the session extremely useful. In about first 10 minutes of the class, we would just be having introductions of a few participants from the classroom. And I think by then, we will hope that all the participants have logged in inside the panel. After that, we're going to kickstart with the time value of money exercise. What agenda we have here? The first concept for the day is we're going to learn different compounding frequencies. So we're going to spend time on understanding different compounding frequencies. In particular, we would be spending time on something called as continuous compounding, which is an essential part of the FRM syllabus, and CFA candidates need to know it, but not in depth. But we would be spending good time on continuous compounding, just so that we are comfortable with this concept. Once we have done compounding frequency and continuous compounding, then we would be practicing some really high quality questions. Okay, so we would probably be able to do 3 or 4 large case studies, and these case studies will kind of incorporate all the different TVM concepts that we've learned so far. And then with this, our whole TVM business will be over. Okay, so that's roughly the background or the agenda for today. So let us get started with introductions. Those of you who would like to volunteer, you just have to give us your name, where you work, and the reason why I thought FRM was a good fit for you. So that would come in very handy. Just volunteer, raise your hand, and you should be good to go. All right, so we have Vinod Kumar here who's volunteered. Vinod, you should be good to speak. I want other people to volunteer as well. Yeah, where you work or where you study. If you're a student, you can talk about where you study. Vinod, you'd have to unmute yourself. I don't know if you're speaking right now, but unmute yourself first before you start speaking.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, sir. How are you?
Hi, Vinod. Good. How are you doing, Vinod?
I'm fine, sir. Sir, actually, I'm working in Kaur Vaishya Bank as a sales manager.
Okay.
So,
right. How long you been in the banking industry?
Almost 6.5 years, sir.
6.5 years. In the same profile, CASA?
Yeah, in the same profile. Actually, I'm thinking to get promotion, but I found that all the after taking promotion also I need to continue in the sales. So I thought to do FRM because this is my domain. So I thought I can grow.
Sure. And what's your educational background? What have you studied?
Some MBA Finance, sir. MBA Finance, and my graduation was BCom, and after that I did MBA in Finance, PGD in Finance.
Right. So you're studying after a gap of 6 years now.
Almost, sir. Actually, I have done one attempt, but unfortunately I could not clear. So this is my second attempt.
Oh, okay. And how did you prepare last time?
Last time, roughly 1.5 month, around 2 months, I did a good preparation. But I think that there's a lack of practice of some question that's why I could not achieve it.
Got it. Okay. All right. Let's make sure you pass this time around.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I think couple of things. that I would clear out is one, I prefer being addressed as Utkarsh itself. So you don't really have to call me sir. I mean, I'm not going to chase you for calling me, but it's just that I think if you call me Utkarsh, that would be I'll be much more comfortable with that. Okay, Ronald has volunteered, so let's talk to Ronald. Ronald, your audio is not picked up by your device. Maybe change your settings in the audio panel.
I'm audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I'm Ronald. I'm working with Federal Bank as a branch head, and I placed with the Federal Bank since 2012. I'm working with the same organization. Few of my friends who did the FRM in the year 2017. So now they are ahead of the curve and they are very well placed in the as a credit analyst with some foreign banks. So they only encouraged me to do the FRM, and I found the syllabus also interesting. That's the reason I joined it, and I also want to be in the field of credit risk. So I think this course is going to help me a lot, and really thankful. Thanks, Utkarsh, because I found your teaching so interesting that many complex terminologies also you are teaching in a very beautiful manner that I'm able to catch up most of the things. Thank you so much, Utkarsh.
Thank you very much for the kind words, Ronald. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, nice. We have time for one last introduction before we get started with the session. If we have any volunteers, okay, let's go with Mudit. Mudit, you should be able to speak now.
Hello, Utkarsh.
Hi, Mudit.
Am I audible? Yeah. Hello,
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I am Udit and I am from Delhi. And Utkarsh, I am a full-time student and I completed my graduation in IB. And currently I am doing CFA and FRM both simultaneously.
Okay.
And yeah.
Wow. So you're kind of into three courses right now. Your graduation and CFA. Graduation is
I
complete.
completed my graduation. Yeah.
And you're working as well. You're studying full time.
No. I'm full-time student.
So how are you managing both the studies? How do you manage CF and FI? How do you split your time?
Right now I have time, and FRM was always in my range of scope. So lockdown gave me that opportunity to pursue this. So I opt for FRM. And yeah, I always have an interest in risk management. In fact, in CFA, I found derivative and fixed income very interesting subjects. And yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little scared with quants, but that's fine.
You'd be okay. Don't worry. You'd be okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks,
appreciate all the introductions here. Okay. So I think it's time we get started with business. Let's see what's happening on YouTube. I'll quickly check. Just a minute. I'm just checking what's happening on YouTube there. Okay. We have about 60-70 people attending on YouTube as well. Okay, guys. So let us get started right away. The first question for the day. You are trying to make an investment. You're trying to make an investment and you go to bank A, you go to bank B, you go to bank C, you go to these three different banks. And you ask them that, I would like to invest my money with you. What rate are you offering per annum? So what is the rate that is being offered on a per annum basis? So let me quickly figure out what number I want to give you. So bank C says we will offer you, let's say, an exorbitant but very attractive number of 20% per annum. So you says, okay, fine, that definitely looks good to me. Then you go to the next bank, and the next bank says, just wait a minute, guys. I'm doing some math parallelly. Next bank says, see, we cannot afford to offer you this, but what we will offer you is 19.0. So I'm parallelly doing some calculations here on my Texas mobile app. So 19.089%. So you say, okay, that looks like an odd number, but fair enough. Then you go to the next bank, and the next bank says we can offer you only 18.654% per annum. But the compounding frequency uh, that we will offer you would be quarterly, which means you'd be able to take money 24 times in a year. So now you're a naive investor. You've just started investing. You don't understand much of it, but it looks like something that's important. So you go to Bank B. You ask them, "Sir, you told me the rate, but you did not tell me the frequency." So bank says the compounding frequency here is going to be semi-annual. And then finally you go to Bank C, and you tell them that you're offering the highest rate, but can you please let me know what's your compounding frequency? And the bank says the compounding frequency is annual. Now, with this background, you need to figure out which bank is offering you the best return. Out of the three bank, do you feel we should invest our money in? Okay, so I'll give you a minute to play around with this, and then we will try and solve this together. Okay, get started. All right, keep on posting the bank that you've chosen in the chat box. I'm getting a couple of Parul Upadhyay has A, Karthi Kean has A, Vikram Chauhan says B and C is same, Shubhai Singh same, Ashutosh is saying same. Okay, I'm a little confused now. Uh, what are you guys saying? Are you saying that all the three banks are offering you the same return? Yeah, everyone is offering you the same return. The answer is yes, that's correct. So how do you know, because they look so different, so how do you know they're offering you the same return? So first you need to understand that we cannot compare a quarterly rate with semi-annual versus annual. A lot of people on YouTube are going for A, some of them are going for B. So it doesn't work that way, guys. What we'll have to do is we will have to convert all of these rates to annual rates. So convert everything to an effective annual rate. Convert everything to an effective annual rate. And then we will compare whether A is better or B is better or C is better. Now I will do the C for you. You guys do A and B. So effective annual rate for C is 20%. Effective annual rate for C is 20%. So this is an annual rate. How would we find out an effective annual rate for B? How to find out effective annual rate for B? So there are multiple ways in which we can find out. Let us find out with the help of TVM rows. So TVM row is the row that we saw in the previous class, the third row of your calculator. So I want all of you guys to do this math with me. What we're going to do is we're going to set 100 as your present value. And it's semi-annual. So if I invest for 1 year, the N should be 2. And the IY should be half of that 19.089. So 19.089 divided by 2. Why did we divide by 2? Because we're saying 19.089 is what I get per year. So how much will I get for half of the year? And we have 2-period compounding here. And then we will compute what is the future value. Okay, so let's do it together. Everyone, do this with me. Second, clear TVM. Now, do you want to do this on a beginning mode or end mode? Guys, should this be beginning mode or end mode? Come on, beginning or end? Tell me quickly. Should this be on the beginning mode or end mode? Don't confuse me. Choose one, beginning or end. Doesn't matter. Beginning or end doesn't matter. Why? Why doesn't matter? Because we don't have a payment here, right? Beginning or end matters only when we are using the payment button in the TVM row. Right now, we're just doing present value, future value. Does not matter at all. So let us do the math. Let's do it together. Second, clear TVM. 100 is your present value. 2 is n. 19.089 divided by 2 is IY. Compute future value. And when I compute future value, I'm getting 119.999, which is nothing but 120. 120. So my 100 in 1 year's time, my 100 in 1 year's time became 120, which means effectively how much I've earned? I've earned 20%. We'll follow the same drill here. Present value 100, but this time n we will keep as 4 and IY we will keep as 18.654 divided by 4. And then we will calculate the future value. So let's do it together. Second, clear TVM, 100 present value, 4 as n, 18.654 divided by 4 is IY. Compute future value. And again, I'm getting the same 119, which is nothing but 120. So again, the rate is 20%. So what we're learning from this is a very valuable lesson. And what's the lesson? The lesson is 18.65 quarterly is same as 19.089 semi-annual, which is same as 20% annual. All the three rates, which on the face of it look different, they're actually the same rates. Now, how many of you got this right before me? Can you just post a me in the chat box, please? Just post a me in the chat box. Okay, good. Now there's another way to do this. There's another way to do this. Instead of using the TVM row, what we can simply do is we can solve this with the help of I conversion function. Now, what is an I conversion function? It's an interest rate conversion function. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to convert every rate to effective rate. So let us start with 20 first because it's the easiest one to do. Okay. So how are you going to do it? Please do this with me. Press second and then press 2 on your Texas calculator. Second and 2. Press second, then click there. What you'd see on the screen is, okay, there's a little bit of internet issue at my end. Hopefully it'll resolve. So what you see on the screen is the nominal rate. So NOM is the rate which is given to you by the bank. So say 20, enter. NOM 20, enter. Then press downward arrow once. What do you see? You press second 2, nominal is 20, enter, then press downward arrow. Tell me what do you see? Come on, I want you to be a little proactive. Tell me what are you seeing on your screen? Correct. We're seeing EFF, which is your effective rate, right? Don't do anything. Press downward arrow one more time. What you would see is C by Y. Now, what's that C by Y? That is the compounding frequency per year. So what is the compounding frequency of that 20%? What's the compounding frequency here? 1. Correct. So say 1, enter. 1, enter. Compounding frequency is 1, enter. Now press upward arrow, you would see effective again. Press upward arrow, you would see effective again. And now press compute. Press compute and tell me what do you get. You get 20. That's kind of intuitive. 20% per annum has to be 20% per annum, right? There was nothing to be done here. But let's see what happens when we use this one. Okay, with the same logic. So press second 2 again, then say second clear work, second 2, second clear work to delete previous data. Now nominal becomes 19.089. Nominal becomes 19.089, enter. Here 19.089, enter. Then press downward arrow twice, you would see C by Y, make it as 2 because it's semi-annual, and go to effective, press compute. Go to effective, press compute and tell me what do you see. Effective, press compute, tell me what are you seeing. Good. So we're getting the same 19.99 or 20%. The difference is because of the rounding off. Okay, next one. Nominal, make it as 18.654. C by Y, make it as 4, and go and compute effective. And you'd realize that you're getting the same 20% answer. So technically all the 3 rates are same. So that's how you compare different compounding frequency. You can compare by bringing them on the common denominator, the same compounding frequency. Are you okay with this? Now, those of you who are comfortable, just give me a yes on the box, please. Those of you who are comfortable with this concept, just give me a yes on the box. And those of you who have questions, I'm just going to wait back for about 30 seconds in case if you would like to ask any query here. You can put that query on the box. Okay, there's some people who want me to repeat, so I'm going to repeat once. Please listen to this carefully. I'm going to repeat this for you. Please listen to this carefully. Press second, press 2. Khyati, Tejas, press second, press 2. We'll do this question. Okay, the A question here. Press second, press 2. Then press second and clear work. Clear work and clear TVM are different buttons. Clear work is the first column, last button. That's called the clear work button, CEC button. So second and clear work. Then on your screen, what you'd have is nominal. So you enter 18.654, just not percentage, just 18.654 and hit the enter button. 18.654 and hit the enter button. 18.654 and hit the enter button. Then press downward arrow a couple of times. You would see C by Y. So say 4, enter. Downward arrow a couple of times, C by Y, 4, enter. Upward arrow, see effective, press compute. And Khyati, Tejas, and what answer are you getting? Good. So there you go. That's how you do it. So maybe you were not pressing the enter button. but hopefully you're able to get it now. Everything on the is all right. So let's go to the next question now. Let's go to the next question. Again, there's going to be a little bit of lag with the internet, but I think it's going to be okay very soon. So let's go to the next question. Let us say now we have few banks again, A, B, C, D, and E. Banks we want to invest, they're offering us a per annum rate. Yeah, my internet connection should improve. Just be a little patient. It should improve fast. There's a small lag which happens once in a while, but it should improve. Can you please confirm if my audio is okay now? Okay, all right. So per annum rate, Bank A is giving us 15%. Bank B is giving us 14%. Bank C is giving us 13.7. And I think let's have just the Bank D now. And Bank D is giving us, let us say, 13%. But what is the compounding frequency? So compounding frequency now, compounding frequency for A is annual, B is semi-annual, this one is quarterly, and this one now is monthly. So now based on this information, figure out which bank is offering us the highest return. Should not take you a lot of time, do it fast. Which bank is giving us the best return out of the 3 or 4 options that we have here? Come on, get started. Tell me what number are you getting? Is it going to be bank A or B or C or D? Come on, guys. Once you get the answer, keep on posting your answers on the box. Okay. So how are we going to solve this? We are going to solve this by converting all the rates to effective annual rate. So what we are learning now is we are learning how to convert any frequency rate into an annual rate. So the first one is easiest because we don't even have to do it. We know that this has to be anyways 15%, right? Because the compounding frequency is anyways annual. Second one, I'm pressing the same. Second two, I'm keeping my nominal as 14. A given rate is always nominal. The C by Y as 2 and effective compute, and I'm getting 14.49. Then the third one, I'm keeping nominal as 13.7 and C by Y as 4, and effective I'm getting 14.42. And finally, the last one, I'm keeping nominal as 13. Nominal is 13 and C by Y as 12, and compounding frequency compute, sorry, the effective compute. And the last one, okay, wait a minute, I think some internet issue here. Bol. Hello. I'm sorry, yes. I think the last one I've made some error. Last one I've made some error. Let me check that one more time. So second 2, nominal in the last one should be 13. Sorry, I got a little distracted. And compounding is 12 and effective compute, and I'm getting 13.80. And tell me, which one would you like to select out of these options? Which one do you think we should select? Of course, we should select A because it's offering us the best return, assuming the risk is same. Are you okay with this now? Okay. Now, here's your next assignment. Okay, so let's start with the challenge question 1 for the day. So this is your challenge question 1. Let me just fix a little bit of my settings. Just a minute. So first challenge question of the day. You have 100 rupees to invest with you at time 0. You would like to invest them for 5 years. You would like to invest them for 5 years. Now, the rate that is being offered to you is 10% per annum, 10% per annum, compounded annually. 10% per annum, compounded annually. In the first part of the question, you're just going to calculate the future value. So 10% compounded annually, you're simply going to calculate future value, nothing else. Once this is done, then here's the next thing that we do. You will convert this rate, this time you're going the other way around. Now you'll convert this rate using the semi-annual rate. And you will take the same 100 and you will tell me what would be the future value if an equivalent semi-annual rate is used. Then you will convert this rate to quarterly rate and you tell me that how much will be the future value. And then you would convert the same rate to monthly rate and you tell me what would be the future value. Okay, so just to help you, I'm going to do one conversion for you. Just to help you with the process, I'm going to do just one conversion for you. The first one. So when I convert, okay, I made a mistake, wait a minute. When I convert this rate to a semi-annual compounding rate, a 10% annual to an equivalent semi-annual, other way around. In the previous example, we were converting semi-annual to annual. Now we're going to do annual to semi-annual. So this is going to be 9.761%, 761.8%. This is an equivalent semi-annual rate. So in the same fashion, you'll have to do quarterly and monthly, and then find out the future value. Have you understood my question? So the question here has two parts to it. What are the two parts? It's very simple. If you listen to me, you would understand what's happening. If interest rate is 10% per annum, then what would be an equivalent semi-annual rate? I'm not saying assume semi-annual is also 10. No, semi-annual is going to be 9.76. What would be the future value? Then it is quarterly. What would be the future value? Convert that 9.76 to quarterly or 10% to quarterly in this fashion, and then calculate future value in each of the cases. Start. I'm going to give you a minute to do this. Where have we reached? Again, I think you guys have not understood the questions, at least some of you. The trick here is to know that your amounts are not going to be different. Your amounts are going to be same. Correct. The future value is going to be the same amount everywhere. It is just the rate that's going to change. You have to find out an equivalent rate everywhere. Correct, Rajesh. That's impressive. Your future value is going to remain same everywhere. So this question was a trick question. It was never about calculating the amount. It was about calculating the rate, the correct rate. Okay, let's do it together. Let me show you how this is to be done. See now, go to your calculator. Okay, go to your calculator. Press, and I want all of, I'm sorry for the noise, it's a little annoying. I want all of you, everyone, to do this along with me. Okay, even if you know how to do it, we'll do it together. We'll do it just for the do it together. Okay, so press second and 2. Press second and 2. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do we know the given rate is nominal or not? So my answer is every rate is a nominal rate. So this 10% is also a nominal rate. Okay. So on your screen, you have nominal. On your screen, you have nominal. Say 10, enter. So in nominal, you say 10 enter. Now, can you guys please help me? What would be the compounding frequency of this 10? What is the compounding frequency of this 10? It is, come on, help me with it. What is the compounding frequency of this 10? Yes, correct. Good. It is 1. Compounding frequency is 1. So enter compounding frequency is 1. Then go to effective, press compute and tell me what are you getting. Once you press go effective compute, what are you getting? 10. Are you getting 10? You're getting 10. Is that what you're saying? Guys, are you telling me once you press effective, you're getting 10? Okay, 10 it is then. So it is 10, no problem. So which means that effective rate is to be 10%. Okay. Now what we have to do is, once we get that 10, we grab onto it. We don't let it go now. So effective 10 always remains in your calculator as it is now. Effective 10, we do not fiddle with. Okay. 10 remains as it is. Now what we do is, we go to C by Y. And for semi-annual, we make compounding frequency as 2. Effective 10, we are not going to change. We just go to C by Y, make compounding frequency as 2. Then go to nominal, not effective. This time you go to nominal and press compute. So you go to nominal, you press compute. What are you getting there? Tell me, what are you getting? You'd get 9.761. So 10% annual is same as 9.7618% semi-annual. Okay, we'll see that very soon. Now, effective, let it remain as it is. What you do is go to C by Y, make it 4. Go to C by Y, make it 4. Go to nominal, press compute. Go to C by Y, make it 4. Go to nominal, press compute. Put it in the box. What answer are you getting? You're getting 9.645. So let me write that here. 9.645. Okay. And finally, go to C by Y and make it 12. Go C by Y to make it 12. Go to nominal, press compute. Go to nominal, press compute, and just put it on the box. What answer are you getting? 9 point. Come on, help me with the number. 9.565689. 9.5689. That's your monthly rate. All these 4 rates, the same, exactly same. So what is going to be my future value? So here is, I'm writing down the keys for you. Present value, future value, IY, N. This is our column. Present value in all the cases is going to be 100. Present value in all the 4 cases is going to be 100. Future value, let's calculate in case of the first one. 100 present value, 10 IY, 5N, compute future value. So future value here is coming out to be 161.05. 161.05. Maybe this number is hidden on YouTube because my video is kind of overlapping that part of the screen. So my apologies for that, but I don't know how to remove that video while streaming. But the number I've written here, which is kind of hidden below my, okay, I think I can get rid of myself. Okay, so you might be able to see that number. This is 161.05. The good news is this 161.05 remains everywhere. So 161.05 remains everywhere, which means no matter which rate you use, because all of these are same rates, So all of these are same rates. So you're going to see that 161.05 everywhere. Now the question is of IY. Okay, so question is of IY. So this is going to be 10. This is going to be 9.76 divided by 2. This is going to be 9.645 divided by 4. This is going to be 9.568 divided by 12. And what is going to be your N? Your N is going to be 5 into 1. N is going to be 5 into 2, 5 into 4, 5 into 12. Let's try some of them randomly, Saida. Okay, so let us try maybe the last one. Okay, just for the fun of it, just to kind of enjoy this question. Let's try the last one. Let's see if that is really true. So do this with me. Second clear TVM, 100 present value, 9.5689 divided by 12 equal to is your IY. Follow the key sequence properly. 9.568 divided by 12 equal to is your IY. In 5 years, we will have 60 months. So 5 into 12 equal to, in 5 years, we will have 60 months. So that would be your N, and then compute future value and tell me what number are you getting, Saida. Compute future value and tell me what number are you getting. TBR frags. It's the investment horizon is 5 years. The investment horizon is 5 years, not 1 year. Therefore, the future value is 161, not 110. Okay, may I assume you're comfortable with what's happening here? Those of you who were able to solve this either with me or along with me or before me, can you just put a me on the box, please? And those of you who were not able to solve it, just say not me. Those of you who are not comfortable, just say not me. Those of you who are comfortable, just say me. So that I'll get a sense on how comfortable you are. Okay, so we have about 5-6 not me's coming around. Let's check on YouTube. Sagar is okay, Rima is okay, Aditya, Ankita seems to be okay. So see, what I'm trying to tell you is, let me probably try to show it in a different way. Okay, so maybe this will make a little more intuitive sense to you. Let's use a super bright yellow. So what we have is we have different rates here. Okay. My color choice is like a school kid, so forgive me for that. What we did is we started with some rate, which was where's that rate? 10% per annum. So we started with that 10% rate, which was an annual rate, annual compounding frequency. Now this 10% annual is same as, this rate is same as 9.7618 semi-annual. They're actually the same thing. They look different, but they're actually the same thing. In the same fashion, this 9.645 quarterly is also same. In the same fashion, 9.5689, 9. Sorry, my software is processing slow now. Just a minute. My computer needs a little break. Yeah, okay, thank God. So 9.5689, 9.5689 monthly is also same. And I can also find out a daily rate maybe. So that is an assignment for you to get done later on. So all these rates are actually the same thing. They are equivalent rates. That was the question was about. And that is how we ensure that the future value remains same. So which basically means I did not tell you that 10% is a semi-annual rate. I told you 10% is an annual rate, convert to an equivalent semi-annual. I did not say 10% is also semi-annual, 10% is also quarterly. In fact, what I want you to appreciate, the reason why we're doing this example, I want you to appreciate this concept. I want you to appreciate this concept that 10% per annum annual rate, 10% per annum annual rate is actually not same as 10% per annum semi-annual. They're completely different amounts. And it is not same as 10% per annum quarterly rate. No, they're not same. But what is same is this. What is same is this. 10% annual, 10% annual is same as 9.768, 9.768 semi-annual. It is same as 9.645 quarterly. Just a minute. 9.645 quarterly, 9.645 quarterly, which is same as 9.5689, 9.5689 monthly. So Arya on YouTube and Saida and Ashutosh Pandey and Sikandar Abbas. Are you guys okay with this now? At least a little bit. Of course, once we practice, things will make sense. Yeah, and this is fundamental, right? So we have to be rock solid with this. And you practice a little bit, it just starts coming to you. Mazara, are you enjoying this? Do you want to do more on this? Thank you, Naresh. Okay, so let's do one more question. Let us do another question. But let's bring in a little bit of. So what I want you to do now is. What I want you to do now is. I'll give you a few rates, okay, and we will do that conversion exercise. So let us say we have 12% per annum quarterly rate. 12% per annum quarterly rate. What you guys do is you convert this rate to an annual rate. Convert it to an annual rate. Convert it to a semi-annual rate. Convert it to a monthly rate. Convert it to daily rate. But ensure that the rates are equivalent. The rates are same. So that when I compound present value to future value, I want to get the same amount. Am I making myself clear? I want an equivalent rate. Guys, are you clear with this? Have you understood the question so that you don't do it wrong? Just give me a yes or no. I want an equivalent rate of all of these. Now, I don't want you to get this wrong. So here is what I want you to do. I'm giving you a trick now. Step number one, you cannot, it's very difficult to convert from here to here. Don't do that. It gets complicated. There's an easy way. easy way is convert from here to here. So this is an easy conversion. And once you have found out annual, then convert annual to everything else. Convert annual to everything else. So in step number one, go from here to here. And once you've reached that, then just convert that to other frequencies and you should be able to handle them quickly. Okay. And as and when you're getting answers, keep on posting them in the box. So I know that you're making progress. You have a minute to do this. Keep on posting your answers on the box as and when you're done with them. I'm waiting for you. Okay. All right. Do you want to do it together? Let me quickly solve this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just copy paste the answers given by uh, participants in the box. So I'm going to pick up answer provided by Ashutosh. Ashutosh says this rate becomes 12.55. I'll use a different color to show this to indicate that these are answers 12.55. And this rate is 12.18. 12.18. And the monthly rate is 11.88. 11.88. And the daily rate is 11.82. Can you guys please confirm if this is the correct answer? Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much. How many of you got this right? Just put a me on the box, please. Those of you who got this right, if you can just give me a me, then I'll assume that you've understood this. Okay, very nice. Good, 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 good. Happy to know that. Good. You guys are making good progress. Okay, so we are about an hour into the class. I'll suggest let's take a break. Uh, we have a longer class today, so we'll break it down into pieces so that we'll be able to enjoy the session. So let's take a break for about 15 minutes. In my watch, this is 7:06, so we'll resume the session at 7:20. Okay, so we'll resume the session when this is around 7:20. So you guys go and get your cup of coffee. Session resumes at 7:20. Come back. All right, guys, I'm ready if you are. Let me know if you'd like to start. I had to change my location. There were a lot of mosquitoes in the balcony, and more kids than the mosquitoes. So these kids in the society, they've been having an interesting time with the whole COVID. It's an extended summer vacation for some of them. Okay, let's check what's the status on YouTube. Okay, good. So let's try to build a little bit from here. We'll see if we can apply all this knowledge in practice now. Okay, I'll try to frame a question for you. Do you want an easy question or a difficult one? Do you want an easy one or difficult one? Come on, guys, on YouTube, easy or difficult? On the exam, on FRM, CFA, CFA maybe, but FRM, they don't ask such TVM questions. We're just building a background for more advanced stuff to come our way. Okay, all right. Let's see if you can handle this. I'm going to make this question extremely difficult, very difficult. Okay, let's see if you can handle this. Now, we will try to do this with the help of a timeline. So let's build a timeline. In fact, we should have a nice color here. Which color do you want to go for? Okay, let's go for a white. So we have a timeline here. Now, we have an individual. We have an individual who has $1 million with him. We have an individual who has $1 million with him. This individual is expecting that in year 5, he will receive a windfall. He will receive a windfall. That means he will receive. Okay, so he will receive for whatever reason. Okay, so in year 5, he will receive he will receive, let us say, another $2 million. $2 million. In year 7, he will have to pay for some university expenses, whatever expenses, doesn't matter. He will have to pay about $3 million. And in year 20, he needs about $25 million. So in year one, at time zero, he is going to he is going to invest, right? This is the amount he can invest. This is the amount he can invest because he's going to receive that. So he's going to invest. So instead of avoiding the confusion, I will just use the word invest. This is where he's going to withdraw. This is where he's going to withdraw. And this is what he would like to withdraw. So he would like to withdraw that 25 million at the end of 20 years. So this is what you want to achieve. This is your end game. If you're able to achieve this, then you're a rock star. You figured out the whole business. Now this investor is going to start working. You asked me difficult, so I'm giving you difficult. This investor will work. His investor will work in this window. And in this window, he would be able to invest. He would be able to invest some amount on a monthly basis as well. So he will be able to invest some amount on a monthly basis. He will invest on a monthly basis for whatever time period that is. That is roughly how many years? 13 years. So how many payments he will be able to make? So number of payments would be 13 years into 12 months. 13 years into 12 months, whatever that number is, so you calculate that. The payments will be made at the beginning. The payments will be made at the beginning of the month. Now, this investor has been offered a interest rate of 10% per annum, 10% per annum, compounded annually. So this is the keyword here, compounded annually. My question to you is just figure out how much. How much does he invest every month? How much does he invest every month so that the whole equation works? If you're able to do this, then you're a rock star. You figured out the entire game of time value of money. And if you are able to solve this, then I'm going to assume that you're comfortable with basic concepts, and then we will take ourselves a notch above this. Let's see if you can do it. How much time do you need? Maybe 5 minutes? Sure. Suyog wants me to repeat the question. So Suyog, here's what's going to happen. We have an investor who today, this is today, by the way. We have an investor who today would like to invest. Today, he would like to invest this $1 million. Then in year 5, in between, he will not invest anything because he doesn't have the money. But in year 5, he will receive some windfall. Let's say his aunt will die, or his granny will die. Let's kill someone. And let's say he gets a large estate out of it. So he gets $2 million, which he invests. Then in year 7, he would like to pay for his children's education, his own education. He wants to get married. He wants to go for a vacation. He wants to buy a house. We don't care. But in year 7, he would withdraw $3 million out of his investment portfolio. So after what is being withdrawn, that's okay. But luckily, he starts investing on a monthly basis. He invests on every month. And he's investing every month for next 13 years. So he makes roughly 13 into 12 payments. And the payment happens at the beginning of the month. The payment will happen at the beginning of the month. So that's another word that you want to be mindful of. So my question to you is very simple. In this period, how much money should this investor invest on a monthly basis? That's it. Just figure out the amount and then job done. The withdrawals, when it will happen at the end of the period. I mean, all the withdrawals in a timeline, that's a very simple rule that you always want to remember. So when I say 5 on a timeline, it is always the end of the year 5. Why? Because 0 is the beginning of year 1. So when someone writes 1 on the timeline, it has to be end of year 1 because beginning was 0. So on a timeline, every number is always an end number. So this is end of 5, this is end of 7, this is end of 20. Did you understand that, Vinit? Start. Do you think you would be able to do it? Come on, guys, show me some confidence. Just give me a yes or no. Do you think you'd be able to do it? Ayush says it will take him an hour. Come on, try. It's fun. Time value of money is fun. You know, it's like you're learning to play some quiz or some game. You practice a little bit and then you start nailing it. So if you guys have ever played I don't know, PUBG, Counter Strike, uh, Mario, Contra, any of the games you played, there's a learning curve. Once you spend those initial hours, you're a rock star. You'll be just there. Again, I want to bring your attention to some of the keywords here. The payments here in this window are happening at the beginning. You cannot afford to miss this. Then he's going to invest on a monthly basis. The rate that I've given to you is on a annual compounding. So if you keep these words in mind, your answer is going to be okay. You have precisely 5 minutes to do this and your time starts now. Let's see where you reach. I'm getting a lot of different answers here. The most common answer that I am seeing on my screen is 62,397. But there are other answers as well. There's a 65,000, there's 81,000, there's 143,000. On YouTube, we have Parmendra who's given 58. Aditya is saying 59. TBA says 65. So we have plenty of different answers coming in. Okay. All right. Let's do this together. One question in time value of money world can be solved using 10 different methods. So we have plenty of different ways in which we could have solved this question. Now, let's solve using a very simple method to begin with. Let us use a fluorescent orange this time. So this is our timeline. On our timeline, the important time frame that we want to look at is we have time 0. Then we have time 5. We have time 5. Then we have time 7. Time 7. Time 7. And we have time 20. Time 20. Okay. So these are the time frames that we have here. Let me just take a screenshot of this so that I don't have to rotate this every now and then. And just put this on the screen. Just a minute. I'm just trying to. Okay. So at time 1, what we have is $1 million. Now we'll try and follow some convention here. We will say every time I'm investing, I will use a negative sign, and every time I'm investing, I'll use a negative sign, and every time I am withdrawing, I will use a positive sign so that we don't get confused. So here we invested $1 million. Here we invested 2 million. Here we have withdrawn 3 million. And here we would like to withdraw 25. And the question that is being presented to us is a very easy question, that what is the amount one needs to invest here on a month-on-month basis. So one super easy way to find out is we will take future value of this 2 here. For how many years? For 2 years. We will take future value of this 1 here. Now, then we will deduct those numbers. So for example, if this is A and this is B, so here we will calculate 3 minus A minus B. So we will take 3 minus A minus B, and then this number we will set as present value. This number we will set as future value, and then we will compute what is the payment required. Okay, so that's the rough process that we're going to follow here. Okay, so hopefully you're with me on this. Let us get started. The rate that's being offered to us is 10% per annum, 10% per annum, and that this is an annual rate. So this is something that we have to be careful with, that the rate that they have given us is a per annum rate. Okay, so I'm going to take present value of this 2 first. I'm going to take present value of this 2 first. Since I'm taking a present value, future value, the beginning or end mode doesn't matter. Since there is no payment in between, it's okay to use that 10% as it is. I don't have to worry about converting that 10% as of now. As of now, later on, we will have to convert. But right now, I'm not going to be worried about converting this, because what I want to do is a simple exercise. I just want to move the money forward. So let's do it together. Second clear TVM, 2 is my present value, 10 is my IY, 2 is my present value, this 2, 10 is the IY. And from year 5 to year 7, how many years? Can you help me here? Year 5 to year 7, how many years? 2 years. So 2 is N, compute future value. 2 is N, compute future value. So this number is coming out to be, let me swap the colors. It's coming out to be 2.42. This number is coming out to be 2.42. Are you all getting the same values? 2.42. Then let's follow the same drill and take this 1 forward for 7 years now. Let's take this 1 forward for 7 years. So this 2.42, by the way, I'm going to put this into first memory slot. I'm going to put this in the first memory slot so we don't end up losing on any decimals. So this goes in my first memory slot. In the same fashion, second clear TVM, 1 is present value, 7 is N, 10 is IY, compute future value. Please help me, tell me what number did you get here? I'm getting 1.9487. Let me put this number into my second memory slot. So let me put this number into my second memory slot. And then let me perform this 3 minus A minus B calculation. Okay, let me perform this 3 minus A minus B calculation. So let's see how much we're left with there. So 3 minus A minus B calculation. So I am left with a negative 1.36. Let me increase the font size here. I'm left with a negative 1.3687. Since it's a negative number, it means this is my investment. So we cannot afford to ignore the sign. Remember what I told you, negative is investment and positive is withdrawal. So this is my 1.3687, that is my investment. Now this 1.3687, I'm going to put this in my third memory slot. This is going to be present value. This is going to be future value. And we want to achieve this in how many N? So my final answer, this amount I'm going to keep as present value. This amount I'm going to keep as future value. So this is making sense. Okay, what should be the N? So we have 12 years. Sorry, we have 12 months and we have 13 years. 12 months and 13 years. So N is going to become 156. What should be the IY? So IY should be, and if I make a mistake, you guys correct me. IY should be 10 divided by 12. Correct? IY should be 10 divided by 12. That's correct, right? That's correct. 10 divided by 12. No? You're right. If I did this, it would have been a mistake. This is a red flag. We cannot do it. Why? It's an annual compounding rate. We just learned an annual compounding rate. You cannot divide by 12. It does not work that way. What we will have to do is we will have to convert this 10%. We will have to convert this 10% to a monthly rate. If you do not convert this 10% to a monthly rate, you're going to get a wrong answer. So let's do that process. Press second and 2, which is an I conversion function. I hope all of you are with me. Second 2 I conversion function. Nominal 10 enter. Nominal rate 10 enter. Then what is the frequency of that? What is the frequency of that 10? That frequency of 10 is 1. So C by Y 1. What would be effective? So I'm computing the effective rate. Effective rate is going to be 10. So nominal 10, effective 10. Now we're going to stick to this 10%. And now this 10 we're going to convert to monthly. So now I'm keeping the effective 10 as it is, but I'm going to C by Y, and I'm making my C by Y as 12. I'm making my C by Y as 12, and then I'm going to go and compute the nominal rate. And when I compute the nominal rate, the rate it gives me is 9.5689. 9.5689. And this number, this 9.5689, I don't want to lose the decimals, so I'm going to put this in my fourth memory slot. Okay, so what should be my IY now? So my IY here is going to be my IY here is going to be 9.56 with all the decimals divided by 12. So what we did is, if you divide an annual rate by 12, you're making annual compounding rate by 12, you're making a mistake. You have to convert annual compounding to a monthly compounding and then divide by 12 so that you get a monthly rate. So now once we have this, everything is in place. I have to also ensure that my calculator is on the beginning mode, the BGN mode. How do you ensure calculator is on the beginning mode? Press second, beginning, second, set, second, quit. Second, beginning, second, set, second, quit. When you see a small BGN written at the top of your screen, that's when you know you're on the beginning mode. And now everything is in place. Let's do the final math. RCL3, which is, okay, it seems my RCL3 is not working. Let me just do 3. Okay, so I found RCL3 now. So RCL3 is my present value, which is 1.3687 here, 1.3687, this number, this is my present value. 25 is my future value. This one is my future value. And 156 is my N. RCL4, which is 9.56 here, 9.56 divided by 12 is my IY. Compute payment. And when I compute payment, the number I'm getting here is 0.06540, which is nothing but $65,406. So that is your answer, and that's how you're supposed to solve this. And if you did this, you should be proud of yourself. You should be very happy with yourself because you've done an incredible job of solving this in the first go. But if you did not do it, it's perfectly all right. What we need is practice. Once we practice, we reach that level. And once you've reached that level, then you're unbeatable. No matter what kind of question you get, you should be able to solve this. Okay, so those of you who have understood this, just give me okay on the box, and those of you who've not, give me a not okay. so that I'll understand what's the general sense here. If you have any queries, keep on posting them in the box. I'll try to answer them again. Okay. So let me repeat some last step of calculation for you. It seems there are some people who are struggling with last step of calculation. So uh, let me repeat that step for you. So what I did in the last step is just give me a minute. I'll try and show you how it. I'll probably show it to you on my calculator if it works. Okay, so just give me a minute there. Just be a little patient. Okay. So now I'll try and get my calculator on the screen if that works. And for some reason, this service is not working for me since morning. I don't know what went wrong. Just a minute. Mhm. Okay, can you confirm if you can see my calculator now on the screen? Okay, I think it has come now. Uh, Guys, can you please confirm if my calculator is visible to you? I'm a little lost here. Help me out. Okay, something very strange is happening. And forget it. It's not working out. Let me just revert back to the normal process. I'll just try and do it manually without using the software. It's just making things even more complicated. So I'll quickly explain what I did. First rule, if compounding frequency, okay, if compounding, so for example, let's say if the rate uh, given to you, and this is important for all of you, so I not only for those people who had query, but all of us, so listen to this carefully. Let us say the rate is like this. Okay, so what is the rate? The rate is, let us say, 10%. Okay, 10%, 10%, 10%. But compounding frequency is different. So compounding frequency in this case is annual. In this case, it is, let us say, semi-annual. In this case, it is quarterly. In this case, it is monthly. On your TVM row, these are the golden rules that you want to keep in mind. On your TVM row, these are the rules that you're going to keep in mind. That the IY in the TVM row here is going to be 10 divided by 1. If you keep any other IY, you've made a mistake. Your IY in the TVM row has to be, your IY in the TVM row has to be 10 divided by Y. Then uh, here your IY has to be 10 divided by 2. Here your IY has to be 10 divided by 4. Your IY has to be 10 divided by 12. If you enter any other IY, you've done this wrong. It is as simple as that. If you get carried away, you think that question is complicated or whatever. If your IY is going in as any other number, you're making a mistake. And your N is going to be number of years multiplied with 1, number of years multiplied with 2, number of years multiplied with 4, number of years multiplied with 12. If you're finding this difficult, get it tattooed on yourself. Okay, make a big poster out of it, put it on your wall. Print this on your t-shirts, print this on your clothes, do whatever you need to do, but make sure you're crystal clear on what we are trying to do with this. Make sure you're crystal clear on what we're trying to do with this. Okay, people on YouTube, can you please confirm if my screen is visible, because I'm getting some very weird. Yeah, okay, it's there. Thank you. So this is how you're supposed to deal with the different compounding frequency. So now in this question, 10% was annual. 10% was annual, right? So 10% was annual. In the first case, we used IY as 10. Okay, no problem, because it's 10 divided by 1, perfectly all right. But later on here, if I had used 10 divided by 12, that would have been a gross mistake. How can I divide 10 with 12 when it's an annual rate? So first we have to convert that to a monthly rate, and then we divide it by 12. And that is the thought process we were supposed to follow in this question. Are you comfortable with it now? Come on, give me a yes on the box if you're comfortable. Okay, good. Are you still absorbing? Do you want to learn a little more? I like the enthusiasm. Let's practice one more. Okay, just for the fun of it. Let's practice one more. And you know what we'll do? If most of you get this question right, we'll call it a day for the session today. I wanted to do continuous compounding, but we'll do it in the subsequent session. Okay, but let's see if you guys get this right. But I'm going to make it very difficult. It's not. I'm not going to go easy on you. Okay. So our last question for the day. Hopefully, if most of you guys get this right. Time 0 and time 5. Time 15 years. Now, do you want it to be difficult than the previous one, or do you want it to be at the same level? Think about it. Think about it. Every time you've said difficult, you've fallen into a trap. Parminder on YouTube, the answer to your question is yes. Okay. All right, let's see. You want difficult? I'll give you difficult. So here's what you want to do. This is my favorite question, by the way. You'd see this in some of my videos on level 0 as well. I just enjoy writing this question. What you want to do is, let's have a nice character. Let us have Vaibhav, my colleague at FinTree, from the Bangalore office. Okay, so we'll draw Vaibhav here. Maybe I'll get him in the session on one of the days. So one of the thing with Vaibhav is what we will ask Vaibhav to do. So Vaibhav is my colleague. He takes care of FinTree Bangalore office. Yeah, he's not that fat. Prior to the COVID, Hemant, I don't know when was the last time you saw him, but probably go and see him now. I think all of us are 10 kgs more than what we were prior to COVID. Work from home, right? Last 2-3 months. So let's say Vaibhav likes traveling. Okay, let's send him on multiple vacations. So he would like to take 4 vacations. Now, give me some exotic names. Give me some names where you feel we should send him. Come on, give me. Dubai is not exotic by any standards whatsoever. All right, so let's send him first to a Scandinavian country. So let's say he goes to Norway first. Now, Norway, the current cost to travel is I don't know how much, $20,000. So current cost to travel is $20,000, but there's an inflation at which the cost is going to increase. So inflation rate in Norway, let's say, is 4%. So inflation rate in Norway is 4%. Then after Norway, we will send him to, come on, give me some options here. Saksham, what place is that? I don't know about that. Okay, let's send him to wow. Okay. Some people who do not like Vaibhav, they're recommending North Korea. So let's do North Korea. North Korea. So I just hope Vaibhav doesn't get to know what I'm doing with him in the class today. So current cost of traveling to North Korea would be, I don't know, let me make up, let's say $25,000 for an individual. And here the inflation rate is 10%. And then in year seven, he would like to go to, where should we send him? Okay, let's send him to one of the Caribbean islands. In fact, you know what? Let's send him to Brazil. I think he deserves to go and explore a little bit of Latin America. And let us say the current cost there would be $15,000. But we will take an inflation rate of 18%. And finally, in the 15th year, we will send him to, now come on, the most exotic place. Where do you want to send him? We'll send him to okay, well, let's send him to Shirdi. Now, those of you who do not know Shirdi, just Google for this place. So he goes to Shirdi, and let's say the cost there right now is $5,000, and inflation level is 6%. Okay. So what Weber wants to do is he wants to pull off these 4 separate vacations. But the problem is, and I'm sure you must have guessed that some problem is coming. The problem is the poor guy does not have a lot of money right now, but he feels that he will be willing to work for next 5 years. So this is the window in which he's working, and this is the window in which he would like to save and invest. So he would like to invest in this first 5 years window every month. Invest every month. And this time, let's take a break from beginning annuity, and let's say he will invest at the end of the month. Okay. Now, luckily for Weboff, he's found uh, an excellent fund manager. Weboff has found a really good fund manager. Can you guess who? Yeah, thank you very much. That's me. So the fund manager has promised him that Weboff, I'll be able to generate for you, let us say, 18% per annum, 18% per annum, compounded quarterly, 18% per annum, compounded quarterly. So the simple question that I have for you people is, how much should he invest? How much should he invest every month for next 5 years in such a way that all his vacations would be taken care of? Now, one thing you want to be really careful here is to appreciate the fact that these are the current cost, and the cost is going to increase at the rate of inflation. So as long as you take care of that, more or less you're sorted. You should be able to solve. I will give you 5 minutes to do this, and then I will take another 5 minutes to solve this along with you. There is no initial investment. There is no lump sum withdrawal. He just needs this money for vacation purposes. That's it. Do you think you can do it? Come on, show me some confidence. You think you can do it? Okay. Inflation is per year. Yes, you're right. All these inflation numbers are per year inflation, and these are inflation numbers are annual, by the way. The compounding of inflation is always annual. This is 6%, just in case if you get confused. Okay, and I'm available for you on the box. If you get any queries, just keep on posting them. I'll try and answer them. And in the meanwhile, start solving. Yeah, are we making any progress? Do you need time? Okay, you have 2 more minutes. See if you can try and pick up some speed on it, please. I've started getting a few answers. Ronjoy says it's about 1200. Somesh is 1129. Come on, guys, keep on posting your answers as and when you're ready. This is the last question of the day. Show me some excitement here. Brazilian inflation is 18%. Come on, keep on posting your answers in the chat box. Shahrukh says it's 3700. Shashwati is giving me 112. Shifal is giving 308, 3093. TBMR is 1079. Suyog is 619. Why are we getting so many different answers? Rajesh is 880. Okay, do you want to do it together now? What do you say? Should we do it together? Okay, all right. So let's get some brain exercise. Hemant, now you do it along with me. So all those people who could not finish it, it's okay. Now you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do it on your own. You're going to do this with me. Okay, that's extremely important. So let's see if we can. Uh, let's see if we can do it. Tanisha, I'm struggling to get my calculator on screen for some reason. Uh, I think the technology is not working very well today, so I don't think I'll be able to pull it off. But it should be easy. We should be able to do it. Step number one, 20,000 is the cost today. I will have to figure out what would be the cost, what would be the cost, actual cost when I decide to go for the vacation. So all my solutions, I will try to map them in this orange color. So let's pull out the calculator and let's do the math together. So we'll say second clear TVM because 20,000 is current cost. So I need to take it forward. I need to take it forward for 4 years. So 20,000 is my present value. 4 would be my IY. 4 is IY and Norway is coming in 3 years. So 3 is going to be N, compute future value. So first number that I'm getting here is 22,497.28. Now this number is negative. This number is negative, but using the sign switcher, the plus minus button towards the end, I'm going to convert this to positive and I'm going to store it in the first memory slot so that I do not lose the decimals. How many of you got this part right? Okay, good. Now just a minute. Okay, step number two. Step number two is we will have to take this amount forward. So let us see how that math is going to work out. Second clear TVM, 25,000 present value. It's coming in 5 years. So 5 is N. 10 is IY because that seems like a high inflation. Compute future value. So this is coming out to be 40262.75. I'm going to put this positive number in my second memory slot. So I'm going to put this in my second memory slot. Then next one, the same drill, second clear TVM. What we have now is, okay, this is actually a little annoying. Okay, what we have now is 15,000 present value, 7 is N, 18 is IY, compute future value. So this number is coming out to be 4747782. This goes in my third memory slot. And finally, the last one, the relatively inexpensive destination, 5,000 present value, 6 is IY, 15 is N, compute future value. Tell me how much number did you guys get? What number are you getting? Come on, give me the number. It is 11,982. This goes in the fourth memory slot. So these are your 4 different memory slots. How many of you got this part right? Just give me a me on the box, please. Give me a me on the chat box. Okay, good to know. Now, once this is done, now here is what we need to do. On a timeline, these payments are coming at too many different times. So either we convert all of these payments to time 0, or we convert all of these payments to time 5. That's the only option we have. Either convert them to time 0 or convert them to time 5. You tell me, what would you prefer? Both ways, the answer is going to be same. What would you prefer? Would you prefer to convert them at time 0 or time 5? And since we have limited time, we'll be able to solve only one of the two. Time 0 will work, time 5 will also work. Come on, post your preference, because then I'll select based on the majority vote. This is a little difficult. Okay, so it seems, you know, okay, now some smart people are, come on, Vaibhav. I'm going to do it at 5. You guys do it at 0. It's the same thing. I mean, answer is going to be same. So I'll start with 5 first. I'm going to start at 5 first. No, Raj, this is 5,000, not 50. So it will be 11982. So step number 1 is 5 is actually a more complicated. 0 would have been easier, but let's do 5. This amount of year 3, we need to take it forwards for 2 years. Amount of year 5 remains as it is. Amount of year 7, we will have to take backwards for 2 years. Amount we will have to take backwards for 2 years. And this amount we will have to take backwards for 10 years. So we'll have to bring all the amounts here. We will have to bring all the amounts here and then add them up at year 5 so that we get a good estimate of future value. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it step by step. Let's do it step by step. Now, when we do the conversion, we have to be mindful of the fact that interest rate is 18% per annum compounded quarterly. Now, this calculation we can handle on quarterly also because there's no payment involved. But what I'll propose is, I'll propose that let us convert this to monthly once and for all, because anyways, we're going to need this later on. So let us convert this to monthly and let us do all the calculations on a monthly basis itself. Okay. So you help me here. My mobile phone battery is also running quite low now. Let's hope we are able to finish it before it dies off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press second and 2. Second and 2 is my I conversion function. Then second and clear work. Now, please listen to me carefully. Quarterly to monthly. That's the conversion we are trying to do. What we're trying to do is quarterly to monthly. So this quarterly to monthly conversion doesn't happen directly. If you have a quarterly rate, and you would like to convert that to monthly, what you would have to do is first quarterly, you'll have to convert to annual rate. And then from annual, you'll have to convert to monthly rate using the I conversion function. Now, quarterly given to us is 18%. Okay, so let's convert that to an effective annual rate. So I have pressed second and 2. I want all of you to be listening to me very carefully. If you're multitasking, if you're checking WhatsApp, if you're watching Netflix, if you're doing anything else, maybe playing with your dog or your dog is playing with you, stop all of that and just focus now. Press second and 2. Press second and 2 and enter nominal to be 18. Nominal is 18. Then press downward arrow and go to C by Y. Now, quarterly rate, C by Y has to be 4. So 4, enter. Then go to effective and press compute. So when I go to effective and press compute, an annual rate that comes out is 19.2518. Now we could also work with this rate for the first part of the question, but I'll prefer just converting everything to monthly. So once you get this, then this effective you don't change. You stick to it. That effective remains in the calculator as it is. Now you go to C by Y. You go to C by Y and you say your calculator that now, what if the compounding frequency is 12, keeping the effective same? What do you think, calculator sir, my nominal rate would be? And your calculator will tell you that then your nominal rate would be 17.7365. And What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this rate in the 9th memory slot so that I don't lose on the decimals. We'll try to do it with reasonable precision. So 17.73655396. This is the number. It goes in the 9th memory slot. Okay. So let's come back here now. Let's come back here. Let us convert the 3rd to 5th year. Now 3rd to 5th year, should we convert with monthly or annual? Doesn't matter, because it's just present value to future value. So any rate is okay. So I'm going to use monthly rate. So listen to me carefully. Now this 2 to 4 is in my first memory slot. So second clear TVM, RCL1 22497, RCL1 is 22497, is my present value. This is my present value. Then 2 years is how many months? I'm doing it on a monthly basis. So 2 years is how many months? 24. So 24 would be N. 24 would be N. My rate is saved in the 9th memory slot. So that 17.73 rate, I've saved this in the 9th memory slot, and I cannot use 17.73 directly. I'll have to divide it by 12. So RCL9, that's 17.73 divided by 12, I'm getting 1.47. So when I do 17.73 divided by 12, I'm getting 1.47. So this 1.47 is going to be my IY. So we put in the present value, we put in the time, we put in the IY, compute future value, and when I take this number forward, I'll use a black color to maybe now indicate that. So when this number goes forward, what I'm getting is I'm getting 31,993. 31,993. May I assume that you guys are also getting the same number? Did you understand how I did it? Now, this part of calculation I could have done with 18% directly by using quarterly compounding. This part I would have done directly with 18%, or I could have also done with annual rate, but I chose to do it with monthly rate. Doesn't matter, you get the same answer. Okay. So this one I'm going to put in the 5th memory slot. So this one remains in the 5th. This second memory slot remains as it is because it is anyways on tile 5. So we don't have to do anything. Now the 7th year value, we have to be, okay, now my battery is dangerously low. I don't want it to die midway. Give me a minute, I'll have to go and get my charger. Just a minute, guys. All right, my apologies for that. So this 31,993 is sorted. That has gone into my, I'm making that number positive, and let me put that in my STO 5. One of the things with these big questions is you would have to be careful of keeping track of what number is you're putting in where. Otherwise, it becomes messy. Okay. Now, second clear TVM. Now we can pick up some speed. Second clear TVM, RCL3, but this time, this number becomes my future value. Why? Because from year 7, we're bringing it to year 5. So it becomes my future value. 2 years, so 24N, so 24N, and this monthly rate 17.73. So RCL 9 divided by 12 is my IY. Compute present value. So when I take a present value with all the precision, when I take present value with all the precision, the number that I'm getting is 33,599 without losing a decimals. 33,599. This goes in my 6th memory slot. The number of slots we're using is just expanding, but then we are doing it with absolute precision here, not losing a single decimal. Now this 15th year, we have to bring back for 10 years. 15th year to 10 years. So that's going to be an exercise. Let's do that. Second clear TVM. RCL4, which is 11982, that becomes a future value. 10 years, that means 120 months. So 120 is N. 120 is N. And RCL9 divided by 12, which is 1.47. That's my IY. Compute present value. So this is giving me, when I bring this number backward here, this number backward, this is giving me 2060, and this I'm going to put in my 7th memory slot so that there is no loss of any decimals here. So good news, we have been able to convert all the amounts here. So what are the amounts? 31,993. We're reaching very, very close to solving this question now. 31,993, 40262 plus 33,599 plus 2060. So let me add up all the amounts on my memory slots here. So let me add all of them. So that becomes RCL5 plus RCL2 plus RCL6 plus RCL7 equal to, and the amount that I'm getting here is 107,915. Please don't blame me. You were asking me for a difficult question. You wanted a difficult one. I gave you a difficult one. 107,915. So this is the amount Webov needs to in year 5 to take care of all the future expenses. Now I don't want to lose decimal here also, and I'm left with only 2 memory slots. I'm going to make use of the 8th memory slot for this. So STO8. And finally we're ready to calculate payment. My calculator is on the beginning mode. I'm first going to switch it back to the end mode. Second beginning, second set, second quit. So my calculator is now on the end mode. Second clear TVM, RCL8, which is 107,915. That becomes my future value. And in 5 years, how many months are going to be there? 60 months. So 60 is going to be my N. And RCL9 divided by 12, 1.47 is going to be my IY. Compute payment. And the final answer is, let me write the final answer here. If Vaibhav is listening, this is the amount of money he needs to invest every month. The final answer is, and those of you who got this right, this is going to make you really, really happy. You're going to sleep with a smiling face tonight because you actually did a very good quality question. The answer is 1129.86. 1129.86. How incredible is that? That's the power of your time value of money. No matter how the numbers are, you can still figure out some way of finding a solution. Now, how many of you got this right before me, or at least along with me? Just say me on the chat box. That's probably going to be one of the most satisfying me's you've ever posted. That's super cool, guys. You've done a great job. That's okay. Me along with me is also okay. Along with me is also okay. Good. So I have about 10 minutes to answer your queries. Uh, but what I would suggest is, see, this video is going to sit on. Okay, by the way, before I forget, I end up forgetting this always. Uh, all of you who are on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I think we are somewhere about 80,000 at this moment, and we're trying to hit 100,000 number. Apparently, once that happens, YouTube gives us some sort of a certification, and that's the target we've set for ourselves. So please do like the video and subscribe. That helps us in a long way. Okay, so I was talking about some important announcements for FRM candidates. Okay, now those of you who are done with, like, our TVM agenda is done. So all the CFA guys who are on YouTube, if you want to leave, that's perfectly all right, because our technical session is over. What I'll be doing is I'll be discussing a little bit of how to study for FRM. And after that, I would be answering if there are any time value of money related queries. So for FRM candidates, there is a to-do list that you have. Today was your last level 0 session. From next week onwards, I'm going to start with core FRM part 1 syllabus. And on Monday evening, you can expect to receive a schedule from me. So we've already finalized the schedule. We're just giving it some final touches. So by Monday evening, the schedule should reach to you. My expectation from you is, before next class, I want you to have finished the entire level 0 course. That's important. You should be completely done with the level 0 course, which is there on FinTree site. So that's the requirement number 1. Requirement number 2, during the week, if you get time, please go and buy post-its or the sticky notes. I'll recommend buy post-its from a company called TVM, just because of the quality of adhesive, and try to buy them in a large size post-its. So the whole idea is that a lot of notes that we take in the class, we would be taking them on the post-its, and we would be using them as a very solid revision or memory technique. So during the week, please try and buy the post-its. And the third thing is that the next session, next week onwards, we will not necessarily be broadcasting all of these sessions on YouTube. So in case if you have not downloaded the Zoom app yet, please download so that you'll be able to participate in the session. You would have to talk to the admin team to ensure that your account is enabled on Zoom, and make sure you are upgraded to the latest version of Zoom. Upgrade to the latest version of Zoom, because some of the settings next week onwards are going to be restrictive. So it's going to be important that you're on the latest version. Okay, so that's it from my side. Our technical agenda for the day is over. I hope you enjoyed the session. I'm going to stay back for another 10 minutes in case if you guys have any queries. Your queries could either be CFA FRM queries, or your queries could be general. Whatever you like to ask, I would be happy to answer. Shahrukh, so we would be releasing some of the juice notes on a reading wise basis. So I'll recommend you to just be a little patient. This week you'd get all the clarity. So Priya, wait for the calendar to be released. I think by Monday evening you'd get the clarity. Someone is asking, level 0 also has accounting. Is that recommended for FRM? Yes. So you have certain topics. We have certain topics with respect to what you say, credit rating and all of those areas. So generally having an accounting is very helpful, so that you would get a comprehensive perspective. You don't need to be an expert accountant, but a level 0 accounting should do the job for us. Do we need to get any readings done for the next class? Yes, Ashi, I'll be giving you some work to be done on the broadcast list. So just wait for Monday evening. We streamlining the whole process is almost done. So on Monday, we are ready to shoot all the communication to you. Additional time value of money practice questions for FRM candidates are available inside the FinTree learning management system. So if you go to that quiz part, which is towards the end, you would find that we have put in a lot of quizzes there. So you should be able to practice some of the questions there. I have a question. Typically, home loan interest rates is 9.5% per annum. Is it monthly compounded or annual as we pay EMI? It's a little bit not able to correlate. So most of the actual payments are happening on a monthly compounding basis. But typically, when they quote you a rate, they do some conversions. So what you want to do is just open the agreement that you signed up with the bank. You'll find the final details there in terms of what is the precise compounding frequency. Are recorded Zoom sessions available? So Ashi, all the sessions that we've recorded so far, they have been anyways on YouTube because it was a level 0 course. After this, we will not necessarily be recording all the sessions. We will decide which sessions are important, which sessions are not. And then those sessions that we feel we need to update videos, only those ones we will be recording and uploading on the LMS, but not all the sessions will be recorded. How to clear doubts we have from level. I'm guessing you mean level 0. So Shifali, you would find a forum there. So on that forum, you would be able to post your queries, or alternatively, write your queries to support@fintreeindia.com. My team should be able to assist you with your queries, but give them certain time. A typical response time is 2 to 3 business days. And considering, we are onboarding, we're still onboarding candidates, and my team is working remotely, there might be a little bit of delay. Being an online student, can I attend FRA Zoom sessions? Can I get the access to it, please, as you're starting FRA next week? Okay, Roshni, write me an email. My email ID is, okay, you most probably, during the process you signed up, you must have received my email ID. Just write me an email. Let me see if I can help you. I'm not committing, but maybe I'll be able to help you with that. Okay, it seems the questions have dried up. So good. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate. Keep safe. Stay motivated. Exams are coming in close. Time is going to disappear without, the time is going to disappear before you realize. So keep on putting in consistent amount of time. What I expect from you, both CFA, FRM, is 2 hours every day on weekday and Saturday, Sunday, full time. And if you do that for next 4, 5, 6 months, whichever time period that you have, depending on the exam, before you realize your syllabus would be over, and you should be able to get through the exams. And all of us, what we want to see, what's the end game for us, is to see that congratulations email coming from the institute. Okay, so let's work hard for it and let's make sure that it happens. So with this, thank you very much. I'll see you next week.